Hello and welcome to a special presentation by QUTV. I'm Tony Lundy and this is Global Perspectives. Joining me today is Maryam Chaudhry. She's an International Student Coordinator. Thank you for joining me on set today.
Thank you for having me.
So we're just going to ask you a few questions here. Where are you from and how has that shaped your global perspective?
So I am from Pakistan. I moved to Quincy in 1997. Pakistan, as you know, is a third world country. So I feel like that has made me more aware of disparities and economic struggles that people might experience.
And where have you traveled and how has that affected your view of the world?
Okay, so obviously Pakistan, I go back every year and kind of what my first answer was answers this, what it has taught me. It's taught me about a third world country. I've also traveled to Europe, like France and Switzerland. Traveling to France, I think, was eye-opening because I've been teaching, I used to teach French here at QU. I've taught for several years. And so I've taught about the French language and cultural differences, and experiencing them firsthand was very eye-opening. And I think what was most interesting to me was that a lot of the cliches and stereotypes that we read about or see in movies are actually not correct. And so, of course, the first thing that comes to mind is we are told that the French people are rude, and that is not true. I mean, obviously, there would be situations. The second cliche or the stereotype that you see in when you say, or even if you Google French man, it comes up with somebody wearing a beret and a curly mustache and having a black and white t-shirt and having a baguette under their arm. Okay, well, you do not see people walking around like that on the street. So, and then I've also been to Dubai, which again was a completely different experience. Dubai is an extremely wealthy nation, and so that's all glitz and glamour and a lot of opulent wealth. And so I would say that that was a completely different experience, just to see how that part of the world lives.
What are some cultural traditions or memories that you'd like to share with us?
Okay, so I'm Muslim, and so Ramadan is our month of fasting. We fast from dawn to dusk, which is longer than sunrise to sunset, and you're not supposed to eat or drink, not even a drop of water. And so at the end of the month, we celebrate the festival of breaking fast, which is kind of like Christmas. And so that's the biggest thing. And there's another big festival, and that commemorates it's called the Feast of Sacrifice. So, yeah.
What is like your cultural experience in Quincy, and are there highlights at QU?
So none at QU, but in Quincy we do have a small Pakistani community, and we do have a slightly larger Muslim community, and so we are able to get together and celebrate our religion and culture.
And how does the exposure to other cultures shape us and shape our community?
I think that promotes understanding and tolerance, and it teaches us awareness and increases our knowledge. We learn to appreciate our differences rather than be threatened by them. And I think it also teaches us inclusivity.
What does having a global perspective mean to you?
I think global perspective is a way of thinking that considers how the world is connected. And we see how a situation relates to the world, rather than just our own personal experience. I think it's also, we see beyond our own personal experience and learn to be more accepting and tolerant towards others, towards other mindsets. And also we appreciate and value the world's diverse cultures, values, and issues.
And what are some cultural differences and similarities that stand out to you?
So I think the differences mainly would be the clothes and food. Similarities, I feel like Islam and Christianity have a lot more in common than people realize. So there's that. The Quran, which is the holy book of the Muslims, shares the prophets and some moral teachings and storytelling. In fact, my name Maryam is the Arabic version of the name Mary. And there is a chapter in the Quran which is the story of the birth of Jesus and the life of Mary, Maryam, the mother of Jesus. So there are a lot of similarities as well.
What cultural identity or situation are you most proud of?
So when Malala Yousafzai won the Nobel Peace Prize back in 2014 at the age of 17, She's a Pakistani girl, and so that was for her fight for every child, every individual to have a right to education. Even though I've been a U.S. citizen for almost 20 years now, that was a very proud cultural moment for me, and I felt a very proud Pakistani that day.
And do you have any final thoughts or advice or insight on the global community?
I would encourage everyone, and especially young people like you, to be open-minded. You should try and engage with other cultures and worldviews. Be open to new ideas, problems, solutions. Be sensitive to cultural differences and educate yourself through international media, music, literature, whatever you can. I also feel that students with a global perspective are better equipped in the workplace because they may have to interact with people from different countries and different cultures.
All right, well, thank you for joining me here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us for Global Perspectives. Find more interviews like this, go to QUmedia.net. Have a great day.